I've heard terrible stories about what a Medusa can do, and not just Medusas either. Basilisks also have the ability to petrify people, and even the humble cockatrice can do the same ability. I've heard of people that have been frozen in stone for hundreds of years, only to be brought back by adventurers to find out that they are apart from the time that they knew, that everyone that they loved is dead, and the kingdoms that they served have now fallen. It must be a horrible fate, and it's a fate that I must avoid. But the only way I can avoid it is by not getting hit at all. Or maybe I can avert my gaze in time. But is that something I want to test? No, it's not. I must try my best not to get hit by them at all. Avoid all attacks if I can. That is, if I can. I was very fortunate with the wraiths. I don't know how fortunate I'll be here. But I'll try. I must press forward. This is getting so much more dangerous than I ever thought it could. Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Dungeon Hack, and when last we left off, we backtracked a bit so that we could finally explore that area 2 floors up, and we found another scrying mirror, which is really handy, and we also found this iron stone of regeneration. I don't know if it's doing anything, but it's still floating around our head. Unfortunately, when we came down to this floor, we found out what one of the enemies is, and that is a greater Medusa. And that there, I think, is that a Lamassu? It might be a Lamassu. No, that's a Chimera. Chimeras are nasty, and they can breathe fire. So it's a good thing that we have protection from fire. Let's just double check here with the creature totals. And that indeed is a... Let's go down to the ones where it says 1. Or maybe it doesn't up. There we go. 2 chimeras. I don't know why the game just has you immediately defeat 2 of them, but there we go. That is a chimera. Chimeras are nasty enemies, but nowhere near as nasty as that enemy there. Nowhere near as nasty as a Medusa. We're going to be giving the Medusa a very, very wide berth. As wide a berth as we can possibly give that enemy. And that is a door opening. Is there a door over there? I really am wary of exploring. I'm really wary of going through that teleporter right now, because that teleporter could very well lead to an area full of Medusas, like there. And there comes one of them. Hello, how are you? There comes the other one as well. We're just gonna go this way and hope that they can't pathfind to us, and they might have both gone into that teleporter. If they have, that is terrible, because we're going to have to go through there eventually, and there are 2 Medusas in there. Oh dear. For now, we're just going to keep exploring, and we found a crystal key. Always handy. And we found one of those. Unfortunately, that won't help us if we find a place where we end up getting turned to stone, because we can't just head there while petrified and get ourselves healed up. We found a key, which is good, and I imagine this is a bull's horn. Fortunately, this can be... ooh, that can't be used right here. But we have an item that can. And we're very quickly going to grab this, and we're very quickly going to... Oh, what was that? That was a Medusa that hit us. That is not good. That is not good at all. We're going to very quickly defeat you. I was about to say hit you and then back up, but defeat you is fine. I really don't like this floor at all. I have to back up after every single door opening, because there might be a Medusa. Is that a Medusa? No, that's a chimera. It's the first time I can ever say that I'm really happy to see chimeras, and I do believe that was a ranged attack that I needed to avoid, that I failed to avoid. For now, I'm just going to heal up and continue to think about the fact that multiple Medusas went down into that teleporter. I hope I'm never going to have to go into there, but I know I'm going to have to go into there at some point. I'm just going to close the distance here and hit you, because it's likely that you deal multiple attacks anyway. It appears as though something caught its dinner here. And that was likely the chimera. Alright, open the door, back away really quickly. The only thing I could say that's of benefit is that it's very, very likely that the chimeras can't open these doors. The Medusas very likely can. and this leads in a massive circle. So we're not really gaining anything by going here, apart from finding a single key. And there is no way to open this door from this side, it would seem. Let's just, nope, no way, unless that is, nope, that is not a switch, so we have just found another key. We are finding absolutely loads of keys, and I need to drop something. But what do I drop, I wonder? I've no idea. I'm just going to hold on to this key for now. Actually, that's a really bad idea. Let's just drop the... that's a wand. I really don't want to drop a wand. That is protection from gas. I'm going to drop the flail. I'm going to drop the flail purely because we have found a better weapon in the Wand of Smiting +3. And I really don't want to go around this corner, but I have no choice. And I really don't... Aha! We have found something that requires a key. So we're going to do that, and we're very quickly going to step back, because there might be an enemy in here, and there is nothing in here, which unfortunately means that I need to go and go into that teleporter. Oh joy! There are at least 2 Medusas in there, and I have gone this way again. There really is no way to open that door at all from that side. Alright, we will go this way, and down here, and I can only hope that there are lots and lots of ways that enemies can go in there, because we're about to go into an area that has at least 2 Medusas, and they can occupy the same square. It might be time to equip something like the Holy Symbol and use Flame Strike. It might very well be time to do that. For now, I'm going to prepare our spells as normal. That is, create food and water. Freedom of movement isn't going to do anything if we're petrified. It really should prevent us from being petrified, but I doubt it will. Let's have prayer here. We don't need negative flame protection. We don't need water breathing. We will need resist fire. I imagine the chimeras do use a fire attack of some variety, so having resist fire, a good idea. True seeing is also a really good idea. And having Spiritual Hammer is a good idea. That said, we are not going to be using it right away, because this time I'm going to try Flame Strike. We have Flame Strike prepared, and hopefully it's going to deal a lot of damage. Well, I hope so anyway. So let's save here. We'll just save over that one there. We're getting to the point now where enemies are going to be very, very tricky. And so, let's press forward. And we could die immediately. We're stepping into this teleporter, and we need to... we've been poisoned rather than turned to stone. It seems like the Medusas can turn us to stone, or they can poison us. I'm quite fortunate in that... Oh, that's not good. That's probably... okay, that's a chimera. That's not as bad. I thought for a moment there that that was the Medusa. I was mistaken. Also, the poison is quite deadly. We need to deal with that pretty much right now. Let's just cast Neutralize Poison. Where is it? It is there. That could very well actually have been the chimera, because chimeras also have a poisonous sting. Where, in that case, did the Medusas go? They probably went into another teleporter, didn't they? Either way, I'm not going to complain, because that means that we don't have to face them right now. Let's have a look at the map and see if they're back in the area we were in before. They are back in the area that we were in before, which is good because we don't ever need to go back there. Ha-ha! Excellent. Let's just hope that those enemies now don't walk into this area. We have found a stone key, and we could unlock... Ooh, there's something here. No, wait, there's nothing here. I'm very fortunate that the Medusas were not in this room. With the chimera as well, that could very well have been the death of me. I should be very careful. Let's do some healing. Cure Sirius here. I'm very tempted actually to rest already, but we still have quite a lot of healing left, so I'm going to hold off on that. We have 48 health, that is probably enough, and I really feel like saving is a good idea here. I hope I don't ever have to backtrack. It's very unlikely I'm going to have to backtrack. There is a locked door here. I'd rather actually explore the door that isn't locked. this one. Alright, any enemies this way? The answer is I can see a chimera already. Come this way, Mr. Chimera, and hopefully die. Also, that I think was a ranged attack. I think that was a fire breath. And I'm over here, by the way. Never mind, I'm just going to throw this at you and miss completely. Need to be careful not to back up too much because there is a teleporter there. And you're going to reappear here. There we go, we'll just hit you with that, and hopefully you're going to head this way. No, you are not, which means I can just do that, and only move that way twice, because going 3 times would get me in that teleporter, and likely in a lot of trouble. Alright, carefully does it as we explore, as we look for any item that could be used as a key, like for instance that. I think it's time to actually open up that locked door, because we're picking up so many keys that I'm running out of space to hold on to them. So we'll do this, we'll open this up, and there are no enemies in here, at least immediately. Also, there is a door there. That's good. I like finding doors. Also, it was rather redundant opening this up, because that door likely can open without using a key. Ah well, indeed it doesn't need a key to open. But what is down here? The answer is something terrible. And another key. That is not the terrible thing. Is that another key? We are literally being swamped by keys. And you know what? I'm actually going to start a pile of coins where I'm going to come back and collect them later. Because at the moment, we really need to hold on to all of these keys. Alright, we'll go around this corner, grab yet another key, and that is a... okay, never mind, we get to use this key pretty much immediately. And there is a chimera. We don't want to give this chimera a chance to hit us with a ranged attack, or 13 points of damage in general. Fortunately, the chimeras don't seem to have a lot of health, which is good. And how are we doing in our exploration? I'm getting the feeling that this area is going to be sort of separated out into multiple little locations. Like this area will all be interlinked and then we go into a teleporter, and there'll be another area that's all connected up. I could be wrong, but I get the feeling that's how that's going to work. We're going to rest, I think. A good idea. We do, after all, have a lot more exploring left to do. I'm going to drop the Wand of Smiting. And prepare True Seeing. We definitely need that. Free action. I'm still preparing it even though... I'm casting it, rather. Even though I'm not sure how useful it will be. Prayer's still useful to have ready. Resist Fire is probably saving me quite a lot of damage, and a lot of health, therefore. And Aid is also useful. And of course, where would we be without Spiritual Hammer? The answer is likely fending for our very lives or throwing rocks at people. And we don't want to throw rocks at people, not when we have a magical hammer we could use instead. And over here is a grand total of absolutely nothing. And so exploring this way, not really that useful, but exploring that way might be far more useful. Let's go, shall we? This way! Open this door, and find... not another key. We found an Ecru potion. I have no idea what an Ecru potion is, but we will take it with us. You never know how useful an Ecru potion will get. I don't even know what an Ecru potion is. And there is a switch here. And this opens up the way to another teleporter, confirming that this is going to be one of those levels with just loads and loads of teleporters. And in here is a grand total of seemingly nothing. There are no hidden routes that we can see with True Seeing, so it would have to be a switch of some kind. So there are 2 teleporters that we can use. There is one teleporter in the main room, and there is a teleporter right here. And I feel like I want to use this teleporter right here. Let's go in. And immediately we are being surrounded by lots of enemies, and we are poisoned, and I imagine all of these are Medusas, and all of them are Medusas. Oh joy! I think we're in a bit of bother. If we're lucky, we can move away from these enemies really quickly and prevent them from killing us, and I think most of them have stepped into that teleporter. There were at least 3. And now there are 2 of them there, and there's still one enemy over here. And it's now got quite a bit closer to us, and I think one of those enemies went through the teleporter again to come get us. We're going to have to be very careful, as I still think there is still one foe there. And I'm pretty sure they can petrify us, and we're going to very quickly go this way so that we don't have you right next to us. Where are you? You might have gone through that teleporter again, and we need to deal with that poison right now. So what we're going to... Uh-oh, there's a chimera. Okay, very quickly, neutralize poison, re-equip this, and find out where that chimera has gone. Has the chimera gone through the teleporter as well? There are multiple enemies there, and I don't want to ever face any of them. I think we're in a spot of bother, mainly because we have a situation where we're constantly trying to avoid encountering enemies by going through teleporters. We're going to have to go back and fight all of them at some point, as I imagine this isn't going to lead to the exit. There is a key hole here, and we have the key to open this, and there is a chimera on the other side to say hello. A chimera I can deal with. It's all of the Medusas that I'm very worried about. The chimeras cannot occupy, multiple of them cannot occupy the same square, whereas the Medusas can have two in one square, as shown right there. If I were to go into that teleporter, I do think I would be in some serious bother, in the sense that actually, that teleporter just leads over to there. We could actually go back and, actually, no, that's a really poor idea. I was getting things mixed up there. I thought that the area that I was in was connected to the area that was. And that is not the case, and I think I've seen this layout before. This layout looks very familiar. Have we seen an area that has a very large middle area like this? The answer is, we have. And there is an enemy there. Is that an enemy that we want to face? It most certainly is, because that very much could be one of the enemies that was, in that teleported area. And we saw that the enemy just went into the teleporter. Did the enemy get hurt by doing that? I think the enemy might have got hurt by doing that, because there isn't enough room for the enemy to go into that area. And here is a Medusa. And that Medusa is standing by a mace, and I really, really don't care what that mace is right now, because there's a Medusa there. Do not go backwards right now. We need to go this way. And there is our spiritual hammer. Unfortunately, the Medusa is not going the correct way, so we can just throw a hammer here. And eventually the Medusa will come back. And maybe the Medusa won't come back, because the Medusa is dead. Fortunately, the Medusa is dead, and there is the Chimera. We very quickly want to get into a position where the Chimera... Nope, the Chimera is not going to come after us, because once again, the Chimera has decided to try and enter into that area. But we have definitely seen this layout before. Also, this isn't even a magical mace. It is an entirely non-magical weapon. So we're just going to, be very careful. Also, there is one thing that I did wrong there, and that is that I didn't look up there. There could very well have been a Medusa that was trying to sneak up on us, and I really wouldn't like that. And are you going to, no, you are not going to blast fire at us. That's fortunate in many regards, but also not fortunate in the sense that, I really want you to, oh, you're already dead. I was about to say I really want you to be dead now, and dead you are. So we can't go back here because there are at least two enemies, and we can't go there because there are two Medusas. And one of them just very briefly appeared here. I think occasionally they're just pathfinding into here, and if I can, I'd really like to be in the room when one of them does so that I can kill them. But for now, I think I'll just explore down here and see what is this way. There's only a coin there. I thought I saw something like a hole, but no, that's just some of the design of the walls. Hello, Mr. Chimera, how are you? And that was the Ironstone, and they can indeed fire fire at us. That confirms it. They can fire fire. Unfortunately, I was fast enough to avoid that. So we're going to have to be careful, because we don't want to be hit by fire. It's a bad thing to have happen. Do we have the key for this? We do have the key for this, so we will use it and explore onwards. And that is an enemy that I have never seen before. That is likely the very difficult enemy for this level, and it is one I've no idea how to face. That's not good. That looks like a really difficult foe, and it has a ranged attack. Hello? And you're going to fire that at me again, are you? Fortunately, you can get hit by the spiritual hammer, which is good. You're also rather fast, and that is really quick as well. Don't want to get hit by that at all. You are a foe that once again, I have to say, in this game, a foe I've never met before. And a foe I'm not happy that I've just met now, because, oh my, do you look dangerous. And you are dead, which is good. What did you drop? You dropped a ring. That's something we might want to identify. You dropped a staff. That's probably not something we want to have identified right now. You also dropped some braces. I suppose we could get those identified at some point. And you dropped a purple potion. Not especially interested in getting that identified, but what enemy are you? The answer is that you are a bone naga. Actually, I think I have encountered one of those before, but it didn't look like that. That is a terrifying foe, to say the least. This floor has just been full of terrifying foes. But hey, we've defeated the more difficult foe on this floor. Now we just have to deal with the fact that there are various Medusas and, very difficult enemies on this floor. There's one there, in fact, that we could try and defeat. But I'm going to, wait on that. For when we come back, folks, we're going to continue exploring this floor. This floor full of peril. And I really want to find out what that ring does. So you know what? I'm going to use one of the charges on the scrying glass to figure out what this ring does. What does this ring do? The answer is, this is a ring of shocking grasp, and I have no idea what a ring of shocking grasp does. But it might be useful. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. This floor is far more dangerous than the last one. Maybe I should be calling it quits and trying to get out of here. No, I've come too far. But saying that is something that somebody who will get themselves killed would say. But maybe I'll get myself killed trying to get out of here anyway. And we have attained level 11 somehow. Okay. Yay, level 11! How did that happen? Either way, we have more spells to prepare next time. Curious, I suddenly feel stronger, and that my connection with the divine magics I wield has grown more powerful. How did that happen? The mysteries of the arcane and the divine will never cease to amaze me, I guess. Later.